Well, hello everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. It is Sunday, August 9th, 2026 at 4 p.m. Central Time. And I'm so excited to be here because I've had 2 days of relaxing creativity time. It's been a while where I've actually been able to just dedicate a whole day into creating. And yeah, so I'm excited because I've got lots of things to share today. And then on Wednesday, I have some fun Halloween ideas. So I hope that you continue to come back to my channel because I just love creating and sharing and teaching. And it's just so much fun. Plus, what we create helps to like bring joy to others, right? So we create these cards, we create these pages, we create these gifts, and all of this heartfelt, handmade stuff just makes people's day. So let's keep bringing joy, okay? Welcome. It's so fun to see you chime in before the live because I love to see where you're from, what kind of weather you're experiencing. It's just so great. Lives are fun in that way. So Apple Valley, Minnesota, the last comment that just rolled in. Yay! All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dive in. I have on my table a little gift, or a portion of a gift, I should say, that I received from my team lead, Susan Campfield. She spoils me a lot, and which is so fun. And this is something that I shared during one of my show and share lives just recently. And in fact, I have two of them. I'll show you the other one soon. But this pouch was like, oh, how do we make that? How do we make that? So I'm going to share with you how to make a fun little gift pouch today. And also, this paper and this little mini note card that she gifted me inspired me to create the cards that I'm going to share with you today. I love this little feature here where you just take the paper. This is all from the same paper pack and you color on it. It's like going back to, I don't know, your youth. Coloring is so relaxing, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and pull out some blends markers. These are the blends colors that I'm going to play with today. We have Daffodil Delight, we have Pool Party, we have Poppy Parade, Granny Apple Green. I think this one's Mossy. No, this is Old Olive. And then I have Ivory from the Ivory and Bronze and a color lifter. Okay, so we're going to color today. We are going to do some embossing today. If you've never done embossing, I'm going to show you how to use embossing folders. We're even going to pull out the hot foil. We're going to do lots of fun little tiny techniques to make some pretty elegant type gift cards that we can put into this little gift pouch. I'm going to alter the pouch slightly so that it's more conducive to the sizes of the regular cards. And you can actually do that. You can create any size. Well, not any size, but you can create this pouch to be varied in size. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Oh gosh, what else do I have on my table? I have another variation of it using the Valley and Bloom suite. So let's dive in by just starting with the paper. So the paper is called Artisan Sketched Garden. Let me pull that in. And let's see here. We have this design. So I'm just going to show you the 6 different double-sided designs. If I repeat some, it's because I didn't put them in order yet. But so this is one style. Here's another one. Okay, you can see they're black and white. Black and white is great for coloring. Here's another one. This one we already have. Let's see here. Let's go on to, did we do this one yet? Yep, we did that one already. I have portions of the papers. Here's one. Okay, and that's the back side or the whatever, the other side. And then here's number 5. Okay, and number 6 is the one that a lot of us are really, really enjoying because you can take and fussy cut out these little vases and make them the main attraction on the card. Here's the back side of that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. And what Susan had on her little gift card, let's bring that back in for a minute. She had a piece that was 3 by 3 1/4, which was perfect for, you know, having this little section here. But if you want to make the most of your paper, 3 by 3, if you can fit it in there, will be great because then you can get literally from one sheet 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now, if you're going to cut so that you include 2 vases, you're not necessarily going to get 4 going across, right? Then you might have to adjust in this section. So here we would have 3 in each of these rows, and then the height of it, we'd have 4 rows. So 4 times 3 is 12. You get 12 out of here. If you don't care about having exactly 2 vases and you're okay with having portions of vases, then you could definitely cut 3-inch sections in this direction. But I kind of wanted to have 2 vases involved in each piece. So I started cutting my first paper down, and you can see here, like when I come to this spot here, I would have had it kind of off. So here's where I would cut instead. Does that make sense? Okay. So we have a piece that's cut out that's 3 by 3. It doesn't have the bottom of the vases, and sometimes it doesn't have the top. But the whole idea is just to include a couple vases. So we're going to grab that, and we'll move this over here, and we'll start coloring. If you've never done, oops, let me grab this camera. If you've never done blends coloring before, it is so relaxing and fun because you are getting... Let's see, is this a good piece? No, I'm going to grab another scrap. I have other grid paper because I like to leave the one that I'm using down here clean. So we're going to grab another piece. Let's just grab this one here. Okay, so blends markers can bleed through to the back side, just so you know. Do I have one that's done that here? So here's one that I did already. And if you flip it over, you can see the coloring goes to the backside because these kinds of markers are alcohol-based markers, and they bleed easily. But when you color with them, they blend together really well. So the bleeding actually helps because the color flows before it completely dries. We're going to start by figuring out what colors we want on here. Okay, so we have 2 sets of flowers on this one. On this one, we only had 1 vase of flowers, and the other one was greenery. So on this one, we could have red flowers and yellow flowers. Yay for that. I do have some water in this one, and then I have a vase that's solid over here. So I think what I'm going to do is start with the water. Okay, the water is going to be pool party color because I think that's a perfect color for it. You could even leave it clear, which is what water really is, right? You could leave it clear and maybe just put a little hint of blue tinting in it to make it look a little, I don't know, watery. But I'm going to go ahead and color it more cartoony-like, if you want to say. So we're just going to go through with the light blends marker, and I'm going to pull from the side or the edge to give it kind of a stroke and leave a highlight in the middle. Okay, then I'm going to grab this marker. So I like to go light, dark, light. Blends markers come in pairs. So my next step is to go with the dark, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to go as far with the dark. I'm just going to kind of brush it like that. Okay, now we can see, if we hold this up, you can see like more of a definite dark to light in there. But now I'm going to come back with the light again. Did you use these recently, Kimberly? And then I'm going to brush again, and it's going to help blend that color. The light blends marker colors are easy to color with when you are doing this sort of technique. If you're doing darker, you might have to do more of a swirly motion to get the colors to blend. We're going to do the next color set here. We're going to do some Daffodil Delight. I love this, you guys. It's mash that thumbs up. Thanks, Beth. All right, so we're going to go with Daffodil Delight. Do you notice the way I'm pulling the caps off the markers? So they have these little grippy things on the sides, both ends. I like to do the brush end. So there's a brush tip and a bullet tip. Bullet tip is when I'm going to go into a fine little area or space or whatever, but the brush tip is great for, I just choose it. I overall choose this. But you take and you pull so that you're making the cap come off straight. If you do a regular kind of pull like this, you could risk kind of like hitting the end of your brush tip, and you don't want to do that. You also want to cap every time you're done. So we're going to go ahead and do the same kind of technique where we're doing kind of a brush from the edge. So we're starting over here on the side and we're brushing inward. And then we're coming over on this side and doing the same thing. We're making this look more like a goldish kind of vase. And we're going to leave it kind of rough like that for now. Let's go in with the darker Daffodil Delight. Hi, Elaine. I love the icon or the little emojis that you picked out, the little flowers. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing, going down. You know what, this one I think because it's darker, I'm just going to do a little line of color. We're going to do a line of color. And then, again, because it's darker, I'm going to do a little bit like a swirly kind of blending here to kind of blend those yellows as they come down. And I think I'm going to go across a little bit more. Like that. So we are leaving some white in there. Okay, so now we have kind of a golden look to our vase. Similar to this one, I left some white space in there. It kind of gives it a shine on the surface. I don't know, I'm thinking I might come in and go all the way across now because this one is certainly darker on the sides. Sometimes you have to just go with the flow, right? So we're going to bring that color all the way across. There, that doesn't look as sketchy anymore. And I'm going to come in with the color lifter. Let's do the color lifter. Let's see if we can whiten this space coming down the middle. Color lifter actually takes a little bit of time to react, so we'll just kind of do that and see what happens. All right, next, let's do our flowers. So we have our flowers over here and our flowers over here, and I'm thinking these would look really good as red because we have the yellow vase. So let's do our red ones, Light Poppy Parade and Dark Poppy Parade. How many of you love coloring with blends? And what's the next color on your list? So if you don't have them all, what's the next color on your list? We're going to start at the base and color up. Again, light into dark and into light. So I'm starting with the light. And I'm leaving a little bit of white on the tips, just, you know, highlights again. Beautiful. These are tulips, right? I think they are. All right, so we have the light on there, and now we'll come in with the dark. And we're just going to touch the base, just touching the base. Do you see this? I'm just doing like a little circle on the base. This is where the shadow would be. And I'm going to show you that up close. Can you see? Okay, it's starting to blend. I mean, you can see kind of the flow of the color, but we're going to help it by swirling the dark into the light. Dark into the light. And it makes it smoother looking. Can you see that now? It's smoother. All right, let's go with the other side. The other side has yellow flowers. Let's do yellow. Thank you, Lindsay. So we'll come in here with our light. Coloring is so relaxing. What are the colors that you have on the list? Hi, Beth. Did I get them all? I have all my yellows colored, or all my flowers colored. Let's do a little dark center. Let's make the center of these kind of dark. And then we'll come in with the light again. And we'll do a little flow of color. Okay, simple coloring with blends. It's easy peasy. Let's do our leaves now. We have a couple different choices of leaf color. And with the leaf color, we could do dark in one and light on the other. I think I'm going to make these lighter leaves on this side. I don't know. They just seem to be like calling out more springish kind of a green. So let's do the light Granny Apple Green. And we'll just do a stroke of color right in through here and right in through there. Like that. And there we go. Now, you can do more than just coloring on paper with blends. Because they are an alcohol-based marker, you can color on like, gosh, you can color on ribbons, embellishments, so many other things. Okay, I love that light green with that. Let's do the dark next. So we are also going to color some embellishments today. If you've never done that before, it's pretty cool. Now I'm putting just a little touch of dark as if we've got shadow going through here. Like that. All right, let me show you the difference again. We have dark, light, dark on there, and we're going to blend that. So we take our light one now, and we help stroke that color into a blended flow of light to dark or dark to light. Like that. Isn't that pretty how it smooths it out? One more little section and then the ground. So let's do our light old olive. And we'll do that on these leaves here. And because these are tiny little leaves, I'm not going to worry about doing a dash of blending afterwards. I'm just going to add the dark here and there. So relaxing, you guys. All right. I'm looking to see who has blends markers that let's see here, yellow, first red. Oh, I'm reading it differently on my iPad. Let me look to see what you wrote here. Oh, I can't tell what you wrote. Sorry, paper hugs. Not sure what you wrote there. I'm not sure if it was a question or not. Okay, and there's that. And then we'll come in with the dark, and we're just going to do the dark on certain leaves as if we have some in the shade and some not. Learn something new today. The light, then the dark, then the light. Thanks, Pamela. Yeah, I think the light, I think when you do it in that order, you get more of a, it's just simpler. I don't know. Some people start with the dark, but I feel like you have to give it a little bit of a base for the dark to kind of flow. Okay, I have a couple leaves in here. Do you see these towards the top? They just feel like they need a little bit of blending. But the rest of them, I have some dark in there, some light in there, but I'm just going to blend this one and that one. And that seems to look a little more natural. Our ground is next, and I'm just going to use the ivory from the ivory and the bronze blends combo and just start at the top here. Come down the side, and I don't have to do the whole ground, but just enough to kind of give it a sketchy look, like the way that the coloring is on the whole paper. It's kind of sketchy. Oh, and then when you're done with that, you can come back. Did you know that you can take the same color and you can go over an area and add even more color to it? So you see how that just added a little more darkness to it? So you can still shade with one color. You don't have to necessarily use the dark, light, dark, or shade, light, dark, light. You can do one color and then just go over an area multiple times. All right, so we have that done. Now we're going to take and cut some paper. If you've never cut paper before or cardstock before, I'm going to show you a simple way to use the tool. Okay, we have the Stampin' Trimmer. The Stampin' Trimmer is an amazing tool that every crafter should have when you're cutting paper. We have an extended arm here that you can pull out, and you can measure all the way to like 17 plus inches. I'm going to move these markers. They're kind of not letting the extension on the arm here work, so I'm going to move them up here. Okay, then you have this little part here on the trimmer, and that actually locks. Some people don't realize, they think that their trimmer is broken when they're lifting it right here, and sometimes this gets caught and then they can't lift it. So you almost want to get in the habit of lifting the arm of your trimmer up here or down below. You have a ledge at the top and bottom, and that helps to hold your paper. So let's go ahead and cut some cardstock. We're going to cut the base of our card first. So this is basic black cardstock. And because I want my card to open like this, okay, I'm going to score 2 of them at a time right through the middle first, and then I'm going to do a cut. So we can do it just 2 strokes of the blades here, and we'll get 2 separate cards easily instead of cutting first and then having to score twice. So we'll score through, and I've put my paper up here on this flat ledge, and then we've got here, the left edge of my paper is at 4 1/4 inches, which is half of 8 1/2. Now I'm going to rotate, and this direction is 11 inches. So again, I'm going to put my paper straight up there, and half of 11 is 5 1/2. You can also use the bottom section of your trimmer, but the only thing is the measurements only go so far. They only go to like 4 3/4 inches plus. So I have gotten in the habit of using my measurements up here instead. So we have it at 5 1/2, and now we're going to take our darker blade and we're going to cut. This lighter blade, I did write the word score on it, and it helps me to remember that this is the one that's going to score. If I want to cut, I use the darker blade. And I like to stack mine so I have my scoring on top and my cutting one on the bottom. Again, if you've never used this trimmer, you want to change out your blade every so often. If I'm always pushing in this direction, one side of my blade is going to get dull faster. And so I come down here where there's a hole, and I kind of angle it to pull it out, and then kind of like make it fly like an airplane. Hang on. And then it comes out. You have to kind of angle it in and out. Then you can turn it around when you're ready to use the other side of your blade. Okay, so let's say I've flipped it around. I'm not ready to flip it around yet because I'm still cutting nicely. But if you flip it around, then you can mark it with a Sharpie, just like I did up here, with like a little dot on there to show that you've already used 1/2 of your blade. And now you can use the other side of your blade for a while until it starts to dull. So on a trimmer like this, your blades will dull, just so you know. The rotary trimmers, it's the cutting pad area that gets worn out, and that's what you have to replace. So either way, you replace something on a trimmer. Okay, we have this piece. This piece, again, is 3 by 3. Now we need to have 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 for our paper. So to do that, just grab a scrap and cut at 3 1/8. And I'm looking at the measurements over here. Save that in your file folder or whatever, and then cut 3 1/8. Now we have a nice thin border to go around our layer. Nice thin border. Okay, it makes it stand out. So we've got our card bases, we've got our thin borders. Well, this isn't going to stand out with this unless I have a layer in between. So now we're going to cut the layer in between, and we're going to be using some basic white cardstock. Because the white cardstock is not going to be a base on our card, I'm just going to use regular basic white. It is a must. Elaine says the trimmer is a Stampin' Up! Must product. Yeah, it's a really nice trimmer. Okay, so I need to grab, where was my other, I had another one here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna grab that one, set it over there so we don't lose it. And we need to cut some white now, but we also need to cut some white for the inside of our card. We're gonna do that with this big piece. I talked about this paper trimming, paper saving technique in my last video, but I kind of like whisked through it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my inner pieces with this. Let's cut our outer pieces. We want 2 pieces that are gonna be 5 1/2, well, slightly under 5 1/2, so 5 3/8. So here's 5 1/2. 5 3/8 is 2 little notches back. And then we're going to cut in this direction at 4 1/8. So we're making layers that are slightly smaller. So let's say this is our folded card base. So see that? We're still getting a nice thin border of black by doing that. We're going to do that with this piece too, because we're making 2 cards right now. One of them's already colored and the other one we just colored. Okay, these are for the front of our cards. And then for the inside, this is the paper saving technique. Instead of cutting this into 4 pieces that are slightly smaller, we're going to cut it into 5. So the measurements you want to remember for that will be 4 and 3. Let's go. Actually, let's back up. 3 1/2. Okay, so instead of going to 4, which a lot of us do, or 4 1/8, we're going to go to 3 1/2. Back up to 3 1/2. Okay. I know it seems a lot smaller, but when you put it inside the card, it's not. Then in this direction, you're going to go to 4 3/4 inches. Okay, instead of 5 1/4 or 5 3/8. So this piece here, when it goes inside the card, is not going to be so small looking. It still looks pretty big. And from one sheet of cardstock, if we put this back together, you can see that you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the inch measurements again are 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, I'm going to move these all out of the way and we're going to grab, oh, we need another one of these, sorry. Hold on, because we're doing 2 cards. I already have 2 others done. So we're going to have 4 all together that I'm going to show you. But let's bring in this piece because this piece is going to be hot foiled and we need to turn on our hot foil machine. So I have for you a new storage product from the Country Hive. This is their new hot foil storage. So awesome. So I can store my hot foil machine, my little silicone mat that protects my hot surface. I'm going to grab my plug and plug that in. All right, there's that. We'll plug this in and you can see the lights are turned on now. And this is going to start to flash on the red because it means it's not ready yet. Okay. What else do we have in here? Gosh, this whole thing stores like your other silicone mat that you can put your dies on to cool onto. So we'll take that and put that out. I just have some paper in here that I've folded because I've used them as shims. What else? I've got my instructions in there. Oh, and we need these. We need our plastic or our acrylic shim and our spacer. So I'm going to have those out. And then my little magnetic tool. So I'm going to put these back and then I'm going to grab one other thing that I got from the Country Hive, and that is this fun storage. I haven't gotten my other foil rolls yet, you guys, because they are delivering tomorrow. I thought they were going to deliver on Saturday. They're not. So I'm going to grab my silver foil, and I have other ones in boxes stored so that they are protected. But this one is just going to be the one that has all the color choices in it that I want to use at the time. I don't know how many Stampin' Up's going to produce, but this is going to fill up really quickly. All right, let's grab a trimmer again and let's cut our hot foil to size. This is the paper that I'm going to go on to, and it's slightly under 4 inches in that direction. So I'm going to go slightly under 4 inches in this direction. Okay. We don't need a ton for this die that I'm going to use. The hot foil die that I'm going to use is the one with all the little words on it. Well, that's perfect, right? That'll work. I'm going to put this back. It's got all the words on it. It is called, where is it? Oh, it's right in front of me here. It is called Sweetly Sentimental. Okay, so we have the hot foil dies, which are shown in gold, and then we have die cutting dies. While we're waiting for that to heat up, we can do some backgrounds. Okay, so let's take our mask. I'm going to shove some things over here. Let's take our mask. Where's our mask? Oh, here it is. Okay, we have this fun mask that's called Water. Water and Dotted Lines. This is the water one. Okay, look at that. So when we do that with our white cardstock, we're going to get a really fun look. I'm going to put my white cardstock down here, but I'm going to put some temporary adhesive on the back side. It's like a Herma. It's called Herma tape. It's like a non-permanent tape. And we'll just stick that onto the surface here. We'll take our mask, and I've already got some tape on the 2 corners. And we'll just lay that down on top and stick it down so nothing's moving, okay? Then I'm going to grab some color that looks like water. Pool Party is one of those colors that I just think is really a good water color, obviously, because we just used it in coloring with our blends. And then I need my blending brush. I think this is the one. Pool Party, which I store in these Tailored Expressions little storage cases. I got those from Stampin' Storage. Okay, we're doing a circular motion. I need to go in a little bit closer. All right, and then we're going to do a circular motion, and that picks up color onto our blending brush, and then we're just going to start where our focal point is going to be on our card. Hang on, moving some stuff out of the way. Our focal point is going to be off to the left like that. So I'm going to start here. That way, in case I have too much color at once, it's going to be hidden anyways. So I'm just going to start and move it around in a circular motion here, like that. And as I move outward, it gets a little bit lighter because I don't have as much color on there anymore. So yeah, who has the hot foil system? Lindsay said she does. It's still, by the way, flashing red, so we're not quite ready yet. When you hear a beep, that means it's going to be ready. Okay. Where does the storage box for the foil come from? That is from the Country Hive, thecountryhive.com. I don't think I've linked that in my video yet. Okay, you can see how this is starting to look now. And when we cover this, we're just getting a little hint of blue, okay, because this dark spot is not really showing up yet, or it won't. But that's where I'm starting all my color from and blending outward. And we want to keep on going till we get to kind of close to the edge. It doesn't have to be all the way to the edge. I just want kind of a little hint of a watery background look on here. We're kind of making our own designer paper. And that to me looks good. So I'm going to put it back in here. So I store mine in here. This is from, again, the Country Hive. I'm sorry, this is from Stampin' Storage. And then I have a bin that, can I show it to you? Let me look here. I have a bin that is over here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. This is what I store it in, like that. So they're all my blending brushes are right there. All right, then let's go back to the desk. Let's close up our ink pad. So that's one background. We're going to do our other background a little bit differently. So I'm going to peel this up and off. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? I love it. And it's temporary adhesive, so it comes right off, but it looks like a watery background. When we put this on top, you can see we're going to cover up the dark areas. So we just get that little fine, watery look on the background. It's so pretty. Okay, this one will do something different too, but I'm going to pull in my hot foil stuff because I have a feeling that is going to be ready anytime here. So we'll get things set up. We're going to grab our Sweetly Sentimental dies. I'm going to pull that out. I have it on a magnet sheet. The dies don't come with magnets. Whenever you see my dies, my regular dies or my hot foil dies, because they're metal, they cling to magnets, right? So I like to store mine on this rather than peeling them off the sticky tape sheets that they come on. This is a lot easier for me to access quickly. If you want to get magnets, you can get them from Stampin' Storage. I need to link this stuff. I will. After the live is done, I completely forgot to link those extra products, but I have the other Stampin' Up! Products in there so you can see them. All right, this is going to go onto our hot foil plate. This is the hot surface right here, the gray area. And this here is going to heat up on the back side. It's going to bring the heat all the way onto the whole entire die, which is pretty thin if you look at it. It's super thin, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the foil on top after this has been heated. These dies here are for die cutting regularly. I think it's confusing to a lot of people who are getting used to our new hot foil products that this is called a die, but it's not really cutting, okay? This die puts heat onto foil and transfers the foil onto the paper. So it's a different kind of metal tool, but Stampin' Up! Is calling them dies because we have other dies that aren't really, I'm trying to think of how they explain this to us, but all of them are called dies even if they don't cut, okay? So don't think of these as cutting tools. These aren't cutting. These are transferring heat onto the foil, onto the paper. And boy, this thing takes a while to heat up. We must have like a cold basement or something. And I could put it on here now if I wanted to too. That's totally fine, but I'm just going to go step by step the way I normally, the way the directions share with you. But yeah, if you wanted to, you can start going rogue and put this on right away and heat your thing up. I've had success with that too. Okay, what else can we do while we're waiting? Let me show you the embossing folder. This is the embossing folder we're going to use. This is a fun one. This came out, I think, in July, August, September. Yeah, July. I think that was, did you hear it? It beeped. This is a July release, I believe. Oops, upside down. Textured Ring 3D embossing folder. Fun one, really fun. Okay, this thing is now flashing white, which means it's ready. So we stick this on and then we press that button and now it's flashing yellow. So now we wait again. Let's shift this off to the side and let's just emboss this now. I think my machine takes longer than others. Let's do some embossing onto that paper. So we're going to take our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to use this again for the die cutting of the hot foil things that we create. But right now we want the things, the sandwich that we're going to make for this machine for doing embossing is going to be number 1 and number 4, because we have a 3D embossing folder. All right. Your machine will come with all the plates that you need, so you don't have to worry about buying these things individually. Now we're going to grab our embossing folder, and we're going to stick this in here with the edge of the paper almost to the full inside. I just felt like that was a cool look. So we're going to put it like that to get this piece to almost be kind of in the center of the paper, even though we're going to have our design kind of left justified. Here's the seam of the embossing folder. You're going to put that in first, put your plate on top, and now we can go ahead and line it all up and crank it through. There's a little bit of a bump that you have to go over every time you roll things through, just because that's what happens. All right. You have to kind of grab onto what you're cranking through. And here is the result. Isn't that so lovely, you guys? I love that. We're going to put that aside, and we are ready for our foiling. Oh, you know what? I could have put the foil on first. I forgot to put the foiling on. Let's do that. We might have to heat this a little bit longer. Foiling, silver, side down. So whatever color you're doing, that's the side that goes down. Do you see how it's like already making it hot? And then what do we want? Do we want light or dark? I'm going to go with the light. Oh, maybe I'm going to go with the dark. Hang on a minute. I'm going to go with the light. Okay, so we're going to put this down next on top. Okay, and I think I'm going to let that sit just a little bit longer because I forgot to put that on with the die. You want to do the die, then the foil, then the paper, and kind of let it heat a little bit. So we're just going to let that warm up a bit. Oh, and I want to put my shim on top. The hot foil shim and then the spacer shim. They go in this order, like that. Okay, let's give that a little bit of heat time. I need my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine next, because this isn't going to just transfer on its own. You need to have the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to do a little transferring. So we're going to take and set this up again. And we don't need any of the platforms because this is going to be thick enough by itself. The hot foil thing that we've set up over here, this is going to be thick enough by itself. So now that we've got some heat on there for a while, I'm going to release this plug down here because this is heating up, but we're going to release it by just kind of tipping it upwards. We're going to grab that whole stack. I'm going to put this back in the camera here. Okay. We're going to grab that whole stack except for the silicone little thing underneath. Okay. It's warm, but I'm not touching the actual hot surface. Everything's kind of covered up. That's super hot. And then I'm going to guide this into my Stampin'. Oh, now you can see my whole entire work area. I'm going to guide this into my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine like this. And you're going to go slowly. When you go slowly, it has time for the foil to connect to it. Okay, so let's bring that through slowly. You call it a foiling plate when you're teaching the hot foil system. That's a great idea. Foiling plate. Okay, then we take and remove all of these things. So we take that off, we take this off, we remove this, and the die you don't want to touch because it's made out of metal, it's going to be hot. So we're going to grab that and leave that there for a minute, and this we touch with this tool, and it's magnetic. When you push this button, the magnet kind of goes back into itself, and so you can't pick it up unless you have that button released. So you pick it up, and you transfer it onto that silicone mat. This you put back on the other silicone mat. You plug it in again if you're going to use it again. Otherwise, you just let it sit there. And we're going to go ahead and peel this away. And I love it. I wasn't at this event that we had in Minnesota, but I got to watch the replay of the live videos. And the demonstrator showing the hot foiling technique said you peel, reveal, and squeal. So you can see what's happening here. You peel and reveal those lovely results of the foiling. So now we have these silver little sentiments ready to cut out with actual dies. This here you can save and die cut or hot foil with the new plate coming out. We have a new plate, again, coming in my order tomorrow, so I can't show it to you. But we're going to die cut this now. So we're going to bring in the machine again. The machine can die cut, hot foil, emboss. It's an awesome machine. Everybody wants one. All right, now I need my base plate again, but I need to grab a couple other things that I forgot to grab. I need my base plate number 1. Okay. Number 2, this is for die cutting, so dies. And then I need one of my scratchy plates, because this is the one that's got lots of cuts in it. My paper, and then the other dies that are paired with this. So this one here is paired with the one we just did, and it's easy to touch now. See that? So we're going to put this over the top. We're lining up those 2 squares. When we die cut this image, there are the squares right there. We're going to line it up, we're going to send it through, and we're going to have all these fun little sentiments ready to go. I need some sticky notes. Just grab a couple of these. But yeah, those squares help you to make sure that you're cutting in the right spot. Put a couple of sticky notes there so that this doesn't move on us. Like that. And then we put a 4th plate down. So this is another number 3. We send it through like that. The foil storage holder is sold out. Are you talking about the one that they have on the Country Hive? Okay, so let's see what we have here. Must have been popular. Look at those pretty sentiments, you guys, in silver foiling. So delicate and sweet. I wish I could get the shine to shine right. Hang on. Here's another one. Let's bring this lamp over. Actually, let's do this. Let's zoom in. Oh, there we go. See? Gorgeous. Gorgeousness. We have the little shine of the silver. So just a little touch of silver on these cards just by doing our sentiments that way. Plus I wanted tinier little sentiments on my cards. So I thought, why not show off the hot foil machine again? Because I love it so much. So let's bring those onto our work surface. Let's bring our cards out of the way. I'm going to move some stuff here so we have a bigger space. Okay, cards, here they are, all these little pieces here. So we have our 2 blended colored little designs. We have our layers. We have our 2 backgrounds. Okay, and I think what I might do is add a little blending on this too, you guys. I'm gonna do it where it can get covered up, but I just wanna show you the look that you can create when you're doing blending onto, where are my blending brushes? Blending brushes, where did I put them? But I want to show you the look that you can get by putting blending brush ink onto that. Seriously, here's my pad. Maybe I won't show you that look. I probably put them away already thinking I was done with them. I did. I did. I put them away. All right, so we're grabbing Pool Party blending brush. By the way, you don't have to do this with all your blending brushes. This is something that Rachel does. I assign color names to all my blending brushes, and I only use it in that color, but you don't have to. You could use one for all your light blues, one for all your dark blues, one for all your yellows. You know what I mean? So let me just show you what this looks like. This is not what we're going to do across the whole surface. But do you see how it really stands out now with a little color in it because you've enhanced the top of the embossing, and the parts that are down further are not really getting as much ink, so they kind of like create more highlights. It's just one way to add to your embossing folders. But we're not going to do that for this. We're just going to leave it as is. Oh, and I want to show you this too. So this was a piece of hot foiling that didn't turn out. I don't know what was on there, but it didn't turn out. And then I embossed afterwards. And look at that. It's the same embossing folder, but it's just kind of got a fun look to it when you then emboss afterwards after a hot foiling mistake. So emboss all your hot foiling mistakes. All right, let's go ahead and create some layers. I'm going to use my bone folder here. And give this a good crease. Give this one a good crease. Okay, we have a couple card bases. Let's add the tops. I'm going to use my seal adhesive. And I'm going to go all the way around because this is an embossed piece. I'm not pressing super hard. Probably glue might be a better choice, but Rachel likes to use her seal. But I'm going all the way around because my other one that I have finished already kind of pulled away. It was kind of gapping away from the edges. And this will help to kind of keep it sealed all the way around on all the edges. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so we have that. Oh, I did it on the wrong side. Oh, let's try that again, Rachel. In fact, let's put some adhesive through the middle too, because it wasn't bonding super tight. Glue might be a better choice. Okay, let's do that again. I've got my colored area off to the left because we want to cover that up. Then on this one, this is the dark area, so we're going to make that be off to the left. And we'll put that one on this surface. If you're going to stamp a sentiment or whatever, you'll want to do that on these pieces before you add them. But my sentiments are on the little paper pieces that we just did with the hot foiling. So I'm not worried about stamping on this. If I'm going to put a sentiment on the inside, I can just add another one of those on the inside. Let's stick those in here then. 1 and 2. So you could literally sit and color while watching one of your favorite shows. That's probably the part that takes the longest. Then you can decide if you want to emboss a background or if you want to mask a background or if you just want to have some fun designer paper back there. You don't want to have too much designer paper if this is the star of your show, because if I pulled out another piece from that pack, it might be too busy. So I wanted something super, super casual and clean. And so the backgrounds that we have on here for these cards are going to be great. I mean, you can see how that doesn't distract from or detract from this here. This is still becomes the star of the show. And then because I didn't color this whole thing, it's probably not going to be dominant at all. The background won't be really seen at all unless you kind of move it to the side to see the texture. See that? Do I wash my blending brushes? I have. That was a great question, Kathy. I have, but I found that it kind of is hard for that. I don't know. I don't like washing them. I don't have like the perfect washing technique. I just kind of rinse them. Sometimes I soak them. And then once I've rinsed them and they've kind of gotten a lot of the color out, then I try to dry them completely without kind of smashing the surface. Like I don't want to sit and go like this onto any napkins or anything, because I found that it just kind of makes this a little bit crustier feeling. I don't know. I let it dry completely before I maneuver it. Okay, and it tends to keep the brush softer feeling to me. Yes. Pamela goes, it's another reason to get the hot foiling machine. Emboss all of my mistakes. All right, so we have lots of choices here. Here's to a lifetime of happiness. Here's to another year. That's a good one. I like that. Here's to another year. My heart is with you. Just a little hello. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Just a little hello. I like that. Sending hugs. Sending hugs. Just a little hello. Sending hugs. Here's to another year. Happy birthday. There, we have some. There's so many choices in here that are really awesome. Okay, so we're going to do dimensionals on the back sides. Use up the edges of your dimensionals, you guys. Use them up. Cut them so that you are being wise and economical and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Use them all up. So I brought in my almost done sheet here to demonstrate that. Okay, these are what the dimensionals normally look like, this size. But again, I cut up my edges. I didn't cut the rest of them. Let's do another cut. There's that. And then we peel off the backings. If you do not have thin fingernails like I do, you could use the Take Your Pick tool, the little picky end of the Take Your Pick tool. And you can poke into it and then kind of like pull it. See, I don't do this that often, but if you pull it, it kind of releases that backing paper. Let's try it. Let's see if we can go a little faster. Oh, there, I did it. There's one. So that will help for any of you who like to paint your fingernails, or you have like, you know, thick fingernails because of paint, or you just have naturally thick fingernails. Okay, so we'll stick one of these down on here with an even border on all three sides, top, bottom, and left. And then we'll put this one over here like that. So some nice gift cards. You can gift these to people, or you can use them yourself if you want to, but I'm making a collection of 4 gift cards with 4 envelopes. Let's put just a little hello. Here's to another year. I like the just a little hello on this one. Okay, and then you can come in and either use, you know, half dimensionals, or you can, I think these might be thin enough. Oh yeah, that's like just perfect. Okay, so you can cut your dimensionals in half, or you can use the mini dimensionals, but we're going to stick this down here. Put a little glue dot on the other side. I just realized I don't have glue dots listed in the supplies. I have other things listed in the supplies that you might be going, wait, she's not even using those. I'm going to show you some samples, and that's why I put those in there. But let's put this down here like that. So sweet. And then let's decorate some embellishments. Well, first let's put silver ones on this, because we've got like a pool kind of background, right? It's like over the water. So let's take our Take Your Pick tool on the other end, the gummy end, grab a silver, big and small, and another silver. Okay, so there's one card done. And we could put a sentiment on the inside too. I'll probably choose one of these, photograph it, and put it on my blog post that will be connected with this video, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's finish this one really quickly. This will be our happy birthday one. I think I'll do here's to another year across here. Maybe there. I'll stick it right there. Okay. Let's grab another dimensional. Gosh, those are just the right size, aren't they? And then we need a glue dot. And we're going to stick that. Oops. Right across here. And for this one, I'm going to color some embellishments. Now you can color on pearls. We've done that before. Rhinestones, whatever, you know, whatever smooth kind of embellishment you might have, you just take and color like this. Now it can ruin the tip if you have a very rough embellishment or a rough ribbon that you're coloring, but just know that you can color your embellishments. And I love the idea of coloring these buttons. I had seen this demonstrated also recently, and I was like, my gosh, why didn't I think of that? You can color right on those buttons like that, and they do have white edging on the side, so if you really want to, you can come in with that brush tip, Go all the way around and get the whole entire button. So now I have a yellow button, and I love the buttons because they're glittery. You could probably even color the red ones like with a darker color or a reddish color. So if you want to make cherry buttons, or if you wanted to make probably black buttons might work too. I don't know. Give that a try. I'm going to let this dry for a minute. While we're letting that dry, I'm going to bring in 2 other finished cards. Well, they're not finished yet, are they? Gosh, we got to do another. Let's do this. Here's to a lifetime of happiness. That's a sweet one. Let's do that. Put that on there. Yeah, we're going to have the whole set done, just not the inside sentiments, okay? So stick that one on here like this. So I want to see the whole. Ooh, I like that up there better. In fact, no, we'll put silver on there. See, I don't have these completely done. And then this one, sending bunches of love. I like that too. Sending bunches of love. Trim this up. Stick that on the back right. And get a glue dot. Get a glue dot. It's Sunday, you guys. I'm going to be doing lots of Sunday lives for the next several weeks, just so you know. So you can mark this as a regular time. Doing a little change of, or shifting, we'll say, of my schedule lately. So there we go. That's cute. And there's a button down there. Let's go ahead and take this button off and add it to this card. I'm going to stick that one under there, I think. I don't know, something like that. Just kind of cute with a little button on it. And then this one, I'll do more silver. 1, 2, 3. Here are our 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now we need to make a little pouch for them. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's make the pouch now. And we got 4 envelopes, by the way, too. So those are ready to go. Okay, for the pouch, we're going to grab one of those sheets of 12 by 12 paper. I'm going to zoom out a bit, a little bit more. Let's grab, which one was I going to do? I don't recall. Oh, this one here, little polka dots. Okay, so we're going to fold upward, corner to corner. This is the pouch idea, you guys. So fold upward, corner to corner. You know, I wonder if I want my polka dots on the outside. I think I do. I think I'm going to do polka dots on the outside. So I'm going to fold up corner to corner this way instead. Okay, whatever you want on the outside, you're going to see on the outside as you fold. Now, this is where grid paper is going to come in handy. You just want to keep this line parallel to the next fold you're going to do. So you see how I've got it laying down on this mark that's going all the way across here? Okay, I'm going to keep that flat, and I'm going to fold this one, this point, and I'm going to fold it up. Now you can see how you're going to fold it up to that score line there. So you're touching this point to this middle score line, but you could touch it here, you could touch it here. So it can get off and it can get crooked unless you have kind of like this grid paper guide underneath you to help make sure that this stays parallel. And that's looking good. So now we fold that flat, fold this all the way up. Okay, the next thing for using the grid paper is when you fold one side in, you kind of want the other side to be equal, and that's where this point is going to help out on the grid paper. So we're going to take our cards. We got a lot of cards. Hopefully this will work. I did it with 2 cards before and the pouch worked, but this is 4 cards. Okay, you're going to tuck them in there, kind of equal in there as far as, you know, what you've got on each side. And then you're going to fold one side over onto itself like that, so that this edge down here stays parallel or in line with that edge. And we're going to fold that down like that. And then we're going to pull this out of the way, flatten the whole thing down. Okay, and then this one is going to fold over the same amount. So again, grid paper, find a middle line. I've just got it on the 8 inches here. I've got my line down here parallel to the grid lines that are already on here. And I'm going to measure 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and it looks like it's scored just under 3.5 inches over on this side. 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So here's my score line. So on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to measure 1, 2, 3.5. That's that dotted line. So when I press this down, I just want to be just under right there. So I've got it equal spacing. Then this gets tucked into that or vice versa. You just want to tuck one point into the other point. Okay, so you can already see the difference between the two pouches. Oh, maybe this one's just as wide. But my other one, where'd that one go? I have another one. Oh, this one. This is the one I have finished. I'll show you this. So that one's a little bit narrower because my cards were not as thick. So they can be, you know, narrower or wider or whatever based on how far you fold in these sides. Okay, so now that we have that done, then this is where you put your stuff. You put your cards in there. Okay, so we're going to stick them all in there. And then we're going to fold down the top flap. Get them all in there. Fold down the top flap. Like that. Pretty cool, right? And then you can take, and we're just going to we're going to grab these out of here again and give it a good crease. And then you can take and put ribbon around it or Velcro. Well, it might not work with Velcro because this isn't going completely like further beyond. If you could fold this all the way down like that, then you could put a Velcro dot under there, but it's kind of just the right size where it's covering up this part. So I would say ribbon would be the best bet on this. We'll tuck this in. We'll fold that flap over, and then we will pull out the black ribbon. The black ribbon could go across this way, or it could go across this way, whatever you wish. And then you can decorate it up. You can put, you know, a little sentiment on the outside. Okay, so now let me show you. This is another pouch that she made me, and this was using the Violet Dreams paper and the Fresh Freesia satin ribbon, I believe. And then this is one more that I wanted to show you, and this is using the suite of products that our All-Star group are featuring this month in our tutorials. So if you need another idea with the Valley and Bloom suite of products, you can take and fold up your really pretty Valley and Bloom paper. I've stamped it, made my little pouch, stamped the top here too, the little flap, put a little sentiment on the front, added some embellishments from that suite. This is Berry Burst ribbon, but in the right light, it kind of looks Blackberry Bliss too. So here I have 3 cards and envelopes, and these were done very simply by just cutting the paper. Just cutting the paper into 3 little sections from a half sheet so that I could get that nice pretty background. And then I took and stamped and put it onto the front here with dimensionals. And we can talk about these cards on Wednesday because I have some other simple cards that I'm sharing on Wednesday. All right, so all of these sentiments are from the stamp set that goes in that Valley in Bloom suite. Stamp them in Blackberry Bliss. Here's more of that Berry Burst ribbon coming through, more of the Berry Burst ribbon. These are the little extra sparkly kind of embellishments that are in that suite. And then the inside. And this is an extra little 1/2 inch strip because from here to here is 5.5 inches. From here to here with that 1/2 inch strip is 6 inches. So this is literally a 4 by 6 piece from that paper with the extra 1/2 inch on the inside. So here's where that extra 1/2 inch was originally, was on the bottom. And then this one came from the top, but just flipped over because the flowers just needed to be turned in the right direction. So sweet little gifts. Lots of techniques were taught today. Hopefully those of you that are new to paper crafting got some ideas. These cards here did not involve any machine. There's no die cutting machine, no embossing, nothing like that. No hot foiling, just simple stamping, punching, and sticking on. But that pouch idea, I hope that was something that helped a lot of you for creating some fun little holders for your cards in the future. And it's always a great time to give gift cards, right? So I'm just going to bring this down on the top here instead. So if August is not really a big holiday month for a lot of us. I think I need to, I might have to take and untie this and retie it. We'll just go like that. There. So I must have tied it really tight. But anyways, this is a great little gift idea because August is not a big holiday month in the US. Create your own holiday. Make up a holiday. Give some cards to people. All right, so what's going on with the news? Let me change cameras here. Stampin' Up! News, we have, of course, new hot foiling products that just debuted in July, and we have more coming in September that Stampin' Up! Demonstrators could get, and those are coming to me on Monday. So you will see sneak peeks of some of that new product, I'm sure, in the coming weeks. Product of the month is in August is some really fabulous paper that, again, the order is coming tomorrow, but it's this fall paper that's got pumpkins in it, a few leaves. It's a shiny pearlized paper. So check out the product of the month. You can get product of the month for $5 with a $75 order. So if you place a $75 order in the month of August, you can choose that product of the month. The last chance list got refreshed also. So if there's anything that you want in the last chance area, then make sure that you grab it up. I am going to go to my computer now, and we're just going to go ahead and start a Stampin' Up! Little website peek here. Okay, so if you're looking for things, a lot of the promotions kind of go across the top here. There's the metal stuff, hot foil, I should say, and obviously last chance was going through. And then if we go to the next one, oh, there's a paper sale. But you can also go under deals. Deals is a great place to go, and you can't see it because my head's in the way. But deals, product of the month, last chance, designer series paper and cardstock sale. So you can click on those items and it will take you to those areas. Let's look at the product of the month area. So there's the paper right there for August. For last chance, if you click on that, you can see all the things that are leaving us, and some of them are on sale. Like this one here, you can see the price has been crossed out and they put the new price on it. So some items are up to 60% off in the last chance. And then the other deal that I just talked about was designer series paper and cardstock. There's a sale going on select designer series paper and cardstock. So it's not just paper packs that are printed, but you can get two-tone cardstock, you guys, for 15% off. Okay, I think that is it as far as the news I'm going to share today. There's a lot of news. Oh, you know what? I do want to share one more. Paper Pumpkin is having a subscription sale for new subscribers. Let me go to that really quick. Paper Pumpkin. All right. Is it here? No. Hang on. I'm getting there. All right. We're back to the computer. I'm just going to peruse through here because it's one of these. There it is. Okay, so if you look at that, there is a subscription sale. Here it is, 25% off your first kit. If you're new to Paper Pumpkin, subscribe by tomorrow or you're going to miss out on it. But you get 25% off the August kit. That's it. That's it. I could keep talking because I love Stampin' Up! Stuff, but you guys get going. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. Um, it's in August, Bonnie. Thank you for asking. So there is a holiday in August. It's Rachel's birthday. Any other questions? I forgot to look or ask you guys if there were questions. I'm scrolling back just to see if I missed any questions recently. If you have questions, just contact me. I have my email addresses in the description of the video and would love to make sure that I have answered everything that you guys are asking. So please, again, if you need to reach out, please do. Thank you, everybody. Have fun. Enjoy creating with new products, with products that you already have. I hope these techniques helped you. And have a great week, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. Wednesday, my live will be at 2 p.m. Central Time, same place. So visit me again on my YouTube channel. And I'll let you go. I'm kind of over on time. Take care, everyone. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.